look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
Where are your friends?
ответ, но потеряли врага. Франкфурт все еще в пятом поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Стоп! Это кафе! Ответьте! Стоп! Ответьте! Стоп! Стоп! Это кафе! Стоп! Прием! Объявляю тревогу! Встреча отменяется! Всем группам вернуться на базовый предназначение! Это КП, понял. Будьте наготове. Конец связи.
That's the target.
Looks like target neutralized. One remaining.
Всем боевым группам, это КП. На нас напали. Всем подразделениям занять боевые позиции. Это Зоя 7. Потерял визуальный контакт. Перемещаюсь к последней известной позиции. Прием! Это КП. Понял. Будьте начеку и найдите противника. Конец связи.
Ocelot's said the number of private forces is increasing, and they've modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free rein?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. We had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us. They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still.
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists, they have a lot of clients. And Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream, because they're not fighting with you. course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for diamond dogs. It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them. But now you're back. And everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations. And that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country. Redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us. An extraterritorial federation of military nations. The United States of Force. Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling, that'll be our true deterrent against Cypher. In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
How do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fighting force. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you, the legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge, but they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work, even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is our greatest defense against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time while we get back to full strength.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that, they won't hesitate to join us.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Coming too. Roger that.
КП-104, потерял противника. Ищу в последней точке соприкосновения. Прием. Это КП, понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи. Соблюдайте осторожность. Штаб, это кафе. Ответьте. Штаб, ответьте. Штаб. Штаб, это кафе. Штаб, прием.
Обыскать все! Сюда! К клубу!
Это кафе. Доложите ситуацию. Прием. Вы меня слышите? Прием. Всем боевым группам, это КП. У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам. Штаб, это КП. Развелся огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ. Но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте
Where are your
осторожность.
friends?
A prisoner. You gonna help him?
КП, ответьте. Штаб, ответьте. Штаб, это КП. Штаб, прием. Всем боевым группам, это КП. На нас напали. Всем подразделениям занять боевые позиции.
You gonna extract him?
Spit it out. Where are the others?
He's coming too. Roger that. Is that him? Take a good look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
Потерял противника. Ищу последние точки соприкосновения. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Обследуйте сектор. Но осторожно. Конец связи. Противник скрылся из виду. Начинаю поиск.
There. That's the target. Target extracted. We'll let the clan know he's been dealt with. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Roger.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. Yeah.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing. Request immediate removal.
That's tarragon, a type of medicinal plant. It contains trace amounts of a benzodiazepine derivative that's the active ingredient in potassium.
Departing.
Mission complete. That was rough. Thanks for getting us through it. Ocelot got the details of the meeting out of that commander. It seems you've been doing your job just a little too well, boss. The Soviets have begun reinforcing the 40th Army's units in Afghanistan, sending in more men and new equipment. While things haven't exactly been easy for us up till now, they're about to get even tougher. More staff from each of the teams are active in the area of operations now. That means some will be wounded, get sick, or suffer PTSD. That's where the medical team comes in. I've taken the liberty of commissioning the construction of a new medical platform. Having proper medical facilities for the men is a matter of life or death, so I put up the resources this time around. You can check on the platform's progress by selecting base facilities under the iDroid's Mother Base menu. Members of the intel team are on the ground. Their reports will be reflected as predicted enemy fields of movement on your iDroid's map. The higher the team's level, the more accurate and frequent their reports will become. Be sure to take advantage of them.
Again. You see that in the movies? That's an automatic. Don't bother trying to dampen the recoil. You do that with a revolver. We Diamond Dogs are now a force to be reckoned with. We've got the world's attention. We're not some tribal militia. So don't act like one. You will learn how a real soldier fights. You will forget everything Hollywood taught you. And if I catch you doing something else, you'll know it. Engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever. That was some fancy shooting. Pretty good.
Welcome back, boss. We're here for you if you need combat support, boss.
Talk. Where are your friends?
Boss, will you train with me? Speak.
Where are your friends?
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Good news from the support unit. They can now deliver support strikes to our areas of operation. Use your iDroid to designate a location for a strike. Just make sure you're not in the kill zone. I hate to tell the men they blew up the boss. After you've called in a strike, move away from the target location immediately. Also, like supply drops, strikes cost GMP. So once you don't put us in the red, remember what our real objective is.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain.
Why Dekelia?
The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent. This mission has 2 objectives. Eliminate the colonel scheduled to take up a post at Smasi Fort and stop the deployment of his tank unit. Your first move should be to head to Sakai village and search for the colonel and his deployment plans. To take out enemy combat vehicles, you'll want to use explosive weaponry. Missiles, grenades, placed explosives. If you haven't developed these yet, use your iDroid to give the order. Choose your weapon according to the situation.
Ocelot. I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about?
You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department.
Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here.
Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave?
Who knows? That's our reality here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. The men I broke gave up their comrades and families, everything they wanted to protect them most. No real cause for it. I just let myself get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. But the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the battlefield, and that's how I got the second half of the name. Shashka. It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carried them into battle. Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves, and by the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
So, half Gulag, half hero sword. It was a perfect fit.
But you see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
Смотри! Что с этим делать? Оружие! Проваливай!
противника. Конец связи.
Закончить тут! Пошел! Двигайтесь! Пошел! Прекратить огонь! Прекратить огонь!
Это Дмитрий, потерял визуальный контакт. Перемещаюсь в последние известные позиции. Прием! Это КП, понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи.
Нужно прикрытие! Чисто!
Помогите. Кто-нибудь.
Чисто.
Капет, это Дмитрий-3. Враг ушел. Начинаю поиск. Прием. Это КП, понял. Обыщите каждый угол. Они где-то здесь. Конец связи.
Нужно прикрытие! Двигайтесь!
Какому?
Всем боевым группам! Это КП! Боевые посты! Все подразделения! По боевым постам! Зона-1, это КП! Открыть подавляющий минометный огонь по цели! Прием! Это Зона-1! Вас понял! Подготовка к минометному огню! Конец связи! КП-4, потерял противника из вида. Ищу последние точки соприкосновения. Прием! Это КП, понял. Обследуйте сектор. Но осторожно. Конец связи. КП, это Зоя-7. Враг ушел. Начинаю поиск. Прием! Это КП, понял. Следите за ними. Не позволяйте им ходить с фланга. Конец связи. КП, СБТ-1. Поиски закончены. Противник не обнаружен. Прием! Это КП, понял. Не расслабляйтесь. Они еще могут быть рядом. Конец связи.
That's the village where the target is stationed. You should start your search there.
houses in the village are packed together, built wherever the steep incline would support them. Plenty of roofs and eaves for cover. The enemy will never see you coming. But if they do, you could find yourself cornered if you're not careful. Watch your back. That's the village where the target is stationed. You should start your search there. The houses in the village are packed together, built wherever the steep incline would support them. That's the village where the target is stationed. You should start your search there. The houses in the village are packed together, built wherever the steep incline would support them. Plenty of roofs and eaves for cover. The enemy will never see you coming. But if they do, you could find yourself cornered if you're not careful. Watch your back. That's the village where the target is stationed. You should start your search there.
Всем боевым группам, это КП! Все подразделения, за боевые позиции! Повторяю, все подразделения, за боевые позиции!
He's coming too. Roger that.
КП, это 2-2! Нас атакуют! Большие потери! Пошлите резервную группу! Прием! Это КП, понял! Приказ всем группам! Отправить все резервы на подкрепление! Конец связи! КП, это Дмитрий 9! Потерял визуальный контакт! Перемещаюсь к последней известной позиции! Прием! Это КП, понял. Будьте очень внимательны. Реагируйте на каждое движение. Конец связи. КП, это Дмитрий 9. Никаких признаков противника. Обыскиваю местность. Прием. Это КП, понял. Обыщите каждый угол. Они где-то здесь. Конец связи.
inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it.
Обыскать все! Рассеяться! Понял! Сходи, смотри сюда! Посмотри сюда! Понял!
КП, это Дмитрий-2. Никаких признаков врага. Отзываем поиск. Прием. Это КП. Будьте наготове. Конец связи.